G'day, Diesel here from Getting Around Oz, Camper Trailer Travelling, and welcome to another episode. So grab yourself a coffee, cup of tea or a beer and let's get into it. Sit and have a beer or Alright, so for today, something a little bit different. We haven't done something like this in a little while. So today's video shouldn't be a long one. Basically, it's going to be a bit of a review and install of a new product we're trying out. As we've done a couple of product review videos in the past and the feedback was really good, so it's helpful for a few people. We decided to do another one here. Bit of a background is, over the last few months I've been working on a 12 volt or dual battery setup for the Pajero. To start doing some different types of camping, more off-grid and off-road stuff. I'll put in a video pretty soon to show you. I just haven't finished off and I haven't tested it yet, which is why I haven't done it. But today I've got a product here I'm going to try it, which I'm hoping is the last piece of the puzzle and finishes off my setup. So I've been looking for a while and I've actually had some really good feedback and suggestions from quite a few of you, as well as in regards to what type of setups you've got as well. And obviously in the comments, I'd love to hear what you guys use, what you think, whether you've used this or not, or if you've got something you think is actually really good as well. Everything I've got so far, one thing I don't have is basically a hub, if you like, just to plug everything into. Sure, I've got an Anderson plug there and to plug in solar and that sort of stuff, but I want to be able to plug in multiple things. Obviously got the fridge, we've got lights, we've got chargers, and obviously with what I do, we're gonna need to charge drones, we're gonna need to charge GoPros, phones, tablets for the kids, all these types of things. And another thing I needed was a gauge to tell me the voltage level left on the battery as well. Perfect world scenario is having all in one. And I looked at heaps and heaps and heaps, and the other thing was I didn't want to spend a bloody fortune either. Like most things that I do, value for money products is my go. So anyway, I settled on this thing here. Righto, here she is. Alright, so what I've got here is the Kickass 12 volt mini power box, as it's called, which basically is a fairly simple device. Here's the 12 volt gauge here, 12 volt socket, another one there. On off light, it's actually got a light here in the top as well, which I believe has 3 different modes. Under this little cap here, this is where it's going to come in handy for electronics. So I've got the 4 USBs here. It's actually got a USB-C as well, which is handy for fast charging, which is not only handy for the phone, but obviously with the GoPro dual battery charge, actually charge up multiple batteries really quickly as well, which is handy. And being able to do it out of the back of the Pajero is going to save a bit of time rather than have to, run around the front there and stuff around it. We've got the Anderson plug, so there's one here. So these are inputs and outputs. So obviously I can plug in one thing here, and obviously I can plug in the solar here as well. And obviously this one here just connects up via Anderson plug straight to the battery. And it should be as simple as basically plugging this thing in. There's a screw there, and there's a screw on that side there, and basically putting up against there. Obviously I want to work out, I haven't worked out exactly where I'm going to put it yet. I've got a fair idea, but we'll check it out. So for every single input here, this thing has fuses put in as well, so you're going to get all your gear protected. And also as well, we've got the backing plate here. These 4 screws I can take off, which I'm actually going to try and do. So this thing sounds like it's going to be perfect for me, having the gauge, having the battery voltage reading there, and being able to plug in 9 devices, I think it was, and being able to plug solar into it, not to mention the light in there. And I'll add in this point as well, I'm not paid to do this, okay, so it's something I got, something I'm cool and excited to show you about. And while it sounds pretty good, let's actually test it out for ourselves, and you know, we can make up our own minds. Alright, so just before I put this thing in, I'll just give you a quick demo how this thing works now. I've had a go at it. So it's just a button press on, you see it there, the light on the top here. 1 press, 2 press, 3 presses, and that's actually really bloody bright. And then just to turn you off, Dunsky. Alright, so I've decided which side I'm going to go. It was either this side here, now something like that. And today I want to keep it off the sides here because I want to be able to put stuff in here. Now the other consideration is I actually want to be able to plug in the Anderson plugs here and not come out there too far. But so I'm going to go this side here. I'm going to go about there, and I'm actually going to drill a hole under here, and this cable here I'm going to run through back under here, which is where I've got all the battery stuff. So I reckon about there, because that'll allow me to plug in a fridge. I've still got plenty of room to have something up against there. The other reason for going this side as well, obviously I've got the inverter panel there as well. Perfect world scenario is I have a nice big something made up here, you know, something goes up this way, that one there, and just fix them all on a bit of bloody chipboard. But like everyone else, I'm not made of money, and you know, this will do me for the moment. Oh, there we go. Right, so I've got him fixing these nice and snug. Only thing left now is to plug it in and see if it works. Alright, so here I am a week later. Unfortunately, I lost a heap of the installation footage and then basically the rest of the installation that I did and demonstration of it. So anyway, here I am. Let's have another crack at it. So she's all plugged in now. While I can't show you the actual installation itself now, I will show you what I did and how I plugged him in. Okay, so that's the spot I ended up settling on. So to get it in there, basically I had to take all this off. So it all clips off around the top there. These 2 bolts here, and this whole thing clips off. Now I was going to pull out this whole section here, but I decided against it. So basically all I did was undo some of the screws. Actually, yeah, sort of flipped it back and got my hand down the back there basically. So I drilled a hole just under the box there, fed the cable down, basically down through here, and I was actually going to come out through the hole there, but what I've done is, so I run the cable under here, which as you can see is obviously just run straight up through there, down through here, and all it does is just run straight through here. Anderson connection there to the secondary battery. And the other 2 cables I got going on here are, this one here is running from the secondary battery to the front of the car for charging. This cable here runs up here to the digital control panel for the inverter. Okay, so let's turn him on. And we've got the battery voltmeter there as well, which is one of the main reasons I've got this thing. That button there is for the light, as you can see on the top there. 3 different levels of brightness. Turn him off. So I've got the 3 6 sockets there, and also in this one here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2.1 amp USB chargers. This one here is actually a 3 amp USB charger for faster charging. Then I've obviously got the USB-C there, which is obviously going to charge fast on all of them. And then on the side here, you obviously got the 2 Anderson plug connections here, which I'll plug in a second to show you. But basically for me, I'm actually going to use one for the fridge. I want to keep one spare to actually run my solar panel into it and charge them while I'm off grid. Right, there we go. So we've got a heap of things plugged in here. So this is, you know, a realistic look at what I'd need to plug in after a day's driving, trying to get somewhere. So clearly got mine and Anita's phone there, tablet for the kids to do schoolwork on the road, and also got the headphones there for them to chuck on. Got the GoPro batteries charging here via USB-C, and I've got the speaker here as well to play some tunes at camp, and I've actually still got another 2 USB connections there and 1 SIG socket. So shortage of connections, and it all seems to plug in nice and easy as well. Alright, so there you go. So first impressions are, looks pretty neat, pretty tidy, and looks to do everything I need it to do as well. So $189, get it on kickass.com.au, I think it is. Might have got it wrong by chucking the website, and hope that was helpful or useful to you, and perhaps can be a consideration for your setup. But for me, yeah, pretty keen to get out and test it out on the road and really test it out properly, and then actually give you some more thorough feedback and thoughts after that. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. So for those so far have subscribed to the channel, thank you. And if you haven't, and you feel like this is useful and this type of things, you know, up your alley, then subscribe to the channel and like the video as well, and chuck in some comments. Would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this or whatever you've got. Cheers, I'm Diesel for getting around Oz Camper Trailer Traveling. Hooroo.